Hello everybody, this is Dave Blair again for the SimPit Crew channel, and I'm currently in this Jaguar. It's a pretty cool car. It's got the body kit on it. Come on. I don't know why when I'm streaming this controller won't work on the Xbox. So annoying. I am on the Xbox right now. I was going to do a panorama around this car, but
right. I was out for an autumn walk yesterday, and I think I saw something. Something we need to finish. Find. As in now. Right now. Come on.
Okay, so a couple little things out of the way. You know how I like to do little disclaimers first. So I am playing on a Thrustmaster wheel, the TX Leather Edition. So let's go over my settings one more time. This is kind of what I have settled on. I still wish this controller works when I'm not streaming. For some reason, as soon as I start streaming, it doesn't work. Okay, audio. Again, I turn the radio down. I have my own music playing right now. And then the tire volume down. I've kind of gone over that before. Basically, I don't need to hear the screeching of the tires to know I'm getting loose because I can feel it through my wheel. And then my video settings here, I went for the performance, so better frame rate over quality. Again, looks fantastic anyway on the Xbox One X is what I'm playing it on. 43-inch 4K HDR TV. My controller settings, again, default layout 1. Basically 0-100. Now, in my last video, my clutch was grinding. That's because when I do use the clutch, I always shorten the throw here. And if you do that, when I have the mode on here to automatically shift for me with the clutch, it grinds the gears. So by putting this back to 0 and 100, it works fine now. And I did the same thing with the e-brake too, which is on my B button right here. Now, after watching some other videos here, again, this vibration scale I feel like needs to be something greater than 0 for me because I like to feel it. But again, the higher you go, it takes away from your force feedback. So I wouldn't go too high on this. I may even take this down a little bit more. But anyway, going back to this. So everything below the vibration scale would be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settings right here. These are the ones you're going to want to be interested in. This is what I have mine set at. My wheel is set to 900 degrees. I was thinking about taking this down to 540, but it feels really good at 900. And I've been pretty happy with the default settings on here too. But these are the settings I think I've landed on. And again, if you are having any kind of trouble or it doesn't feel right to you, I would take all these below the vibration scale down to 0 and then bring them up one at a time and see if you like the way it feels. So again, if I was going to do this, I would take this force feedback scale all the way down to 0. I would try it out, see if I like it. Then I'd take it all the way up to 100, feel the difference. And then I would adjust it at 50 and try it there too. And then see if you like one or the other. And then do the same thing with this. And then again, sometimes you need to, you know, like, hey, this force feedback's too strong here for my wheel. So you may want to take it down to 25 or 30, somewhere in that range. You know, so play with these settings mainly. But you guys can probably figure out yourselves what you need. But I've been pretty happy with those settings. The other thing, okay, difficulty settings. So I landed on the highly skilled, and there's a reason for that. But I'll come back to that in a second. So the braking, ABS off. I've also decided to go with the normal steering on here. The simulation is much improved. So again, you want to try them both, but I don't know. There was a little bit of oversteer still with the simulation, but again, I think it's greatly improved. I could go either way, but I'm going to stick with the normal steering for the wheel here. The traction control and stability control, I might turn those on depending on what time of the year. If I'm in winter and I have a rear wheel drive or something like that, you may need the extra stability. And I'll touch on that again in a minute as far as the different seasons. The shifting manual with clutch, I can do that very easily on the Xbox. When I'm on the PC, I got to go with manual because I can't use my shifter, my clutch and my paddle shifters. It just messes with my head. The driving line, I keep that off. And then the damage and tire wear. Now, I would have this on simulation. However, when you're driving around in the open world, sometimes you have to, launch your car off these things to get the to break the boards that are out there, and your car does take damage. And so if I'm trying to knock out a board, if I'm driving along and I go, oh, I need to get that board, and I have to ram into a house or over a house, or and then I damage my car and then it doesn't work well. So if I remember, I will change it to simulation in a race, and then after a race and I go back out in the open world, I turn it back down to none, because I don't want my car to be ruined and then I have to get a new car just because I try to take a sign. And then I also keep the rewind on, because that, if you miss a checkpoint by just a little bit, it's easier to rewind than it is to start all over. Okay, so highly skilled. So I've done a couple of the exhibition races, and you have 3 tiers. If you go with average, it's like a risk and reward thing. So if you go with average, if you come in 3rd or better, you get the reward. And I don't remember what that is exactly, because I don't play on average. Highly skilled is the next set. So if you play on highly skilled, you got to come in first and you get a wheel spin. The next one is expert. If you play on expert and you come in first, you get a triple wheel spin. So I keep it on highly skilled. I find it, that's about where I can come in first, assuming everything goes well during the race. I don't hit a tree or something ridiculous that puts me. However, if I do blow them away, I may re-race on expert just for the extra credits. Again, I don't really say the focus is winning races here. The focus of this game is to have fun. And there's different ways to do that too. So depending on what you're really into. Now, I don't know, we can run through the HUD here. So right now I'm on the chase far view, but that's not the one that I prefer. But just kind of quick, you can pause this if you want to see what I have set here. Alright, so anyway, going back to the game. So I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the Horizon Festival.
Turn left.
So most people, and I've watched a bunch of people on YouTube now, they play with a controller, and they play in this chase view. And I watched a video a long time ago, and they were talking about playing racing games with a force feedback wheel, which I am. And they said, you really need to ask yourself, do I want to play a game with a controller, or do I want to have a driving experience? And I really thought long and hard about that, and I came down on I want a driving experience. So it took me a while to get into this view. For the longest time, I started with the hood view. After I left the controller
yards,
and
right.
the chase cam, I went to the hood view because I could see better. But again, in reality, nobody sits on the top of their hood when they're driving down the road. So again, I've moved to the interior view, and thank goodness they removed the wheel, so I don't feel like I'm sitting in the back seat anymore, and this feels good. I like this view. I've gotten used to this view.
Turn right.
And I feel like I'm actually driving this car. So, again, I went for the more immersive
in 200 yards,
experience,
turn sharp right.
or the driving experience over the play the game experience. Now, the other thing I will point out, if you are in this view, you have the advantage, okay? You can see much further down the road.
Turn sharp right.
This game was made to play in this view with a controller, and you do have an advantage.
You have
but
arrived at your destination.
again, I really feel like you need to ask yourself, do I want to just play a game, or do I want a real driving experience? And for me, I choose the real driving experience. At least it feels real to me. Okay, so we're going to go in here. There's a couple things I want to point out here when you're looking at cars or thinking about buying a car. So we're going to go to the auto show. Oh, before we do that, let's take a look at these upgrade heroes. So all of these cars, the ones that I own, I have already upgraded. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's see, filter. Let's see, not owned, and let's do I'm not sure what class I want. Let's do a C class, just for fun. That's not what I wanted. Alright, so auto show. I already have that one upgraded. So what I'm trying to do is find one of these cars I don't own yet, and we're going to upgrade it. But I want to pick something English. You know, something you'd see in England, I guess. I mean, I was thinking Jaguar, but I'm in a Jaguar right now, and I've already upgraded it. Okay, so this Cosworth, even though that's Ford. Well, let's look over here. Mazda. Okay, this Mini right here. Let's take this car. So that's an English car. Okay, so we're gonna buy this car. And I'm not sure that I want to put anything on it just yet. Let's oh, I gotta pick a color. Hold on a minute. Let's go green and black. I like green. Okay. So the reason why we're going through this is because I happened to buy one of these, or I was given one of these cars, and I upgraded it myself, and I feel like I wasted money upgrading that car because these cars are special. The upgrade heroes. So once you have one, then you want to head over to your garage, and we want to upgrade and tune. And then if you see down here, you have the body kit presets. And because these cars are special and they each have these body kits, I feel like you don't want to, you know, just take the stock version of this car and dump a bunch of credits in it. And then I think, you know, like I did, I regretted spending that money on those parts because I wanted the body kit that the game provided. So in this case, we're just going to buy this body kit, which takes it from a B performance index of B639 up to an A 713. So again, these cars are special, and I feel like, I don't know, to get the most out of the game, you should probably take all the ones that do have the body kits and put them on there, in my opinion. Because there's only certain cars that have these body kits. So I hope that, you know, kind of helps maybe you know, whether you want it or not, but, you know, maybe it'll save you some money on your credits. So we're going to take this around the block here, because I want to go back to the, car show here. We're going to do something else. Oh, I ground the gears. All right. Okay, so that's the upgrade heroes part. The next thing that I want to do is we're going to take a look in my garage here. And we're going to look at my cars. And we're going to filter by C-Class. Okay, so let's see if we sort one more time maybe by class. Because what I want to do is I want to find the lowest C-Class car I have, which is this one right here. And we're going to build a car real quick. So I'm going to take this Escort RS Turbo. We're going to get in. Now this would be a lot easier if my controller was working, but for some reason when I stream the game, my my controller doesn't work. Normally this controller works just fine with the wheel and with this game. So we're just gonna buy that car. Okay, so what we want to do with this, hold on a minute. We're going to take it to upgrade and tuning, and we're going to custom upgrade this one. So I always start here first, and I take out as much weight as I can. And the whole goal of this is to make a car that handles well, because this game, unlike Forza Horizon 3 that had a lot of straightaways and easy turns, this game has more technical sections, and I believe it's going to favor cars that handle better. So what we're going to do, matter of fact, Fail Race on YouTube did a good video about, he took a couple cars and, you know, put the all-wheel drive, maxed out the horsepower compared to ones that handle better, and he found the ones that handle better actually do better in the races here. So we want all tunable parts, which is going to be your race parts. So we're going to put those on real quick. And we want race suspension on this. Right now I'm building this car for dry summer type racing is what I'm doing. So that's all the race components there. Then we're going to put in a we might come back to the transmission here, because you see this one drops from 542 to 540. Alright, we're probably going to go with that transmission. We're going to wait on the drive line because we might need to take a little weight out later. I'm going to put this in, and we'll wait on the clutch also. Alright, tires. Okay, so we don't want to go above, we don't want to go into B class. We want to keep this as C class. So we're going to widen the tires on this one. Let's go with as wide as we can, with the stock compound. I wonder if we should push these out. Alright, we're going to do that. Okay. Let's see if there's anything. We don't really need the lights or the wings for a C-Class car. Just not necessary. Okay, we're gonna keep that stock. We're not gonna be changing any of this stuff out either. Yeah, they're not going to keep us in C-Class anyway. I want to keep this front-wheel drive. Again, I want to kind of keep this a stock C-Class car. Front-wheel drive might even do well in the snow. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some... So I would go up to a higher grip tire, but again, I don't think it's necessary in the C-Class. So we're just... I always go with that because it also reduces weight. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's see if we can take a little more weight out of this thing. That's why we waited on the drive shaft line. See, we can take more weight out. So that's too much. So we'll go right there. All right, so this is a good C-Class car as far as I'm concerned. So now we're going to view the basket and we're going to buy and install these parts. Now, because we have the tunable parts, I'm going to pull up the... I have a Forza calculator here, and we are going to... we're going to tune this thing. No, that's not what I wanted. That's tuning right here. Okay, so before we do that, we have to go back. I need some data off here first. So what we need here is I need the weight of the car, which is 1802. Then I need the disposition, which is 58%. And this is a front wheel drive, and we're making it for dry. Now, on this Forza Tune calculator, you can get this on your phone. It's in the App Store. But you have the choice between tuning it for dry, for rain, drift, drag, and off-road. But we're gonna tune this one for dry, and then I put in the tire width here of 225. And I believe that's what we had on the back also. Yep, 225. And we don't have any downforce. And then it calculates what our settings should be as a base setting, which is pretty good. So we're gonna go back over here to tuning, and it recommends 27 on the front. And remember, as you drive this thing, your tires will heat up. Hold on a minute, I'm gonna apply that. Let me go back in here. We're gonna go with we're gonna leave that for right now. Alignment. So the camber should be 1.8. Negative 1.8. And this is just a base tune. And this should be negative 1.9. Then the toe should be 0, and this should be negative 0.1. The front is going to be 5.2 on the caster. Alright, anti-roll bars. Now, this is based on the weight of your car, and this should be at 13.8. So by going all the way over to the left, you rehome it, and now I can get it exactly 13.8, and then I need a 19.1 on the back. And you know what? After I build this car, I may auction it. So if anybody wants it, they can have it. Alright, springs. Again, this is based on the weight of the car. Should be 311.7. Because remember, we took a lot of weight out. So when you take a lot of weight out, obviously you don't need stiffer springs because the car is not as heavy. Alright, 311.7. And the rear should be 338.8. 338.8. All right, that's as close as we can get it. Now, this says 4 clicks above minimum, but we will do 2. Okay, dampening. Rebound should be 6.8. And the rear should be 4.9. And again, you know, I am not a tuner, and I don't really do this often anymore. I just download tunes. They work for me. But if you're super serious about it, you know, maybe this tuning calculator can help you. Because again, once you put everything on there, you plug the values in, and it basically tells you what your settings should be. All right, our brake should be 52% and 85%. Now, I do have the T3PA Pro pedals with the load cell on here, and it works really well. But if you guys are locking up your brakes, this should be at 40%. If your brakes are locking up, then you need to find something to do to cushion them, and the deceleration is 10%. So with my old one, I had I had the stopper on it, and so what I would do is I would set that stopper until I was like at full press, 70% of brake. Okay, so we're gonna apply all that, and let's also put some paint on here. Since I'm going to auction this car off, I'm going to put some paint on here, and we're not going to get fancy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the matte, and then I'm going to pick a different color here, and since I like green, we're going to go with green. Okay, a nice bright green. Okay. I would also say that what I do so that I know what car. So let's say if I build a car for summer, maybe I'll make it red, or yellow. That would say summer to me. If I'm making a car for the fall and it's got different grip levels, I might make the car brown or some autumn color, right? Maybe camouflage on it. If I'm making a car for winter, maybe it's blue or maybe it's white. Something that would remind me of winter. And the same thing for spring, maybe I'd go with a green. That way when I'm looking for a car, let's say I'm looking for a C-Class car, and I know that this one's built for summer or for spring, then it's green, and I would know it right away. All right, we're going to tint the windows here, and we're going to do the rims black. All right, I think that'll do it. All right, and I'm going to drive this car around, and then we'll put it up for auction. Because we have to try out our tune. I don't want to put a car out there that's crap, so. Why is this still grinding the... Oh, I know why. I took the mode off. Nope, still grinding gears. Alright, that's better. So now I feel like, you know, I got a pretty good competitive C-Class car here. Tree. I'm going to check that one more time because that grinding of the gears shouldn't be there. Unless I didn't save when I changed that. Let's see, clutch. Let's try that. And let's see if we can pick somewhere to go. Alright, we'll head to this barn find thing up here. This car's still grinding gears. Did I lose my... I lost my directions. Alright, so hopefully that helps some of you guys out. I don't know. But again, I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there, they don't show you what difficulty they're running their races at. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you're putting this on YouTube and you're running races, we should know what difficulty you're running at. Obviously, if you're just out, the difficulty on Forza Horizon 4 seems a lot harder than it was on Forza Horizon 3. But if you're easily winning the races, you're obviously on average or new racer. So, but that's fine if that's what you can do, you know.
In 400 yards, turn right.
Still a great looking game.
Turn right. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left.
So I hope everybody's enjoying this game that has it. And if you're thinking about getting it, I don't know, it's just a fun game. I really enjoy it. You know, sometimes, you know, like I've been doing a lot of racing series where, you know, I'm doing Assetto Corsa or I'm doing iRacing or, you know, it's nice to have a title where you can just kick back, relax, and just have fun. Because some of those races really get stressful. You know, first of all, you want to do well. You go out there and it's like you're racing with your friends, all of us at the Sim Pit crew, especially like the Friday night truck races on iRacing.
Turn left.
You know, it's like a lot of guys take it super seriously, and
Turn left.
you don't want to cause them any problems. And it's like, but you want to get out and compete yourself, and I don't know, it's just kind of stressful. It's like, I don't know. It's hard. iRacing's hard. That's another thing. In iRacing, you're locked into this cockpit view. I don't know if everyone knows that before they buy it, but there is no chase cam. I don't know why this car is grinding its gears. Maybe I should have put another clutch in it or something.
In 400 yards, turn right.
Alright, so I'm going to do this barn find, but I'm not going to put it on YouTube
right.
because I feel like everybody should, you know, enjoy it and find their own. I'm going to take this sign out.
You have arrived at your destination.
Which is another reason why I leave I don't put the damage on simulation when I'm out driving around, because I don't want to, you know, damage the car and then it's like I need a new car. Alright, anyway, I'm going to put this car up for auction here. let's see. I think I need to go back to the I think I need to go back to the thing to do it. Let's see. There it is. Alright, let's just go back to the festival and I'll put this car up for auction. If anybody wants it, you know, again, it's got all good parts on it. I feel like it's a pretty good C-Class car. And, yeah, who knows? If you like it, you can have it. If you don't, it'll come back to me. Alright, so auction. And we are going to start. I cannot sell. I have to get into another one first. You guys probably already knew that. Oh, I don't want to auction that car. I want to get in that car. Alright, so let's find that. There it is. Auction car. We'll give it 24 hours. I put a lot of stuff in there. Alright. I'm not sure how much I spent on all the parts and everything else, but if you guys want it, it was built with the Forza Tune calculator and has all adjustable parts. Okay, so one more thing before I go. Here's the Ford Coupe I built. That's one of those special cars. Also, these are ready-made drift cars too, if you guys need them. Okay, so let's say you have a car. Let's say this Jaguar, because I don't really like this car. It is fast in a straight line. But let's say I have this car, and I know without a doubt that I do not want to drive it, but I want to collect all the cars. So if that was the case, I would take this car and let's see. I want to I'm going to paint it. And I'm going to pick the most hideous paint that I can for this car. Which would stop me from using it. So something like that. I hate these. You know, it's like I would paint the car this color, or no, not that one. You know, just pick the worst, like wood. I mean, you know, some of you guys may want to paint your car wood, or something like that, so that I would know that I don't want this car. Okay, like that. So I would paint that car like that, and then when I see that paint job, I know to steer clear of that car. So again, for the, like, I always want to buy all the cars, I want to have all the cars, but some of them I absolutely hate driving. And that way, when I'm looking for a car quickly, because I need a car to race, I end up not picking that one because it looks like that. And then if I paint all the cars that I don't want that color, they just stand out, and then I don't pick them. And I pick something else I'd rather drive. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. I'm going to get in this Audi right here. This is a good all-wheel drive car. But I think that's it for what I wanted to share. But again, I hope you guys are enjoying the game, and you know, just get out there and have fun with it. It's don't worry about winning. Just get out and have fun. I mean, this is just a fun game. And if you want to play it with the chase cam, that's up to you. But again, if you have a force feedback steering wheel, I hope you're in the cockpit. And again, I hope you're feeling it and just having a good time with it. Anyway, thanks for watching.